video will help you prepare for the Unit 2 Earth Systems ISN check. Please make sure you have a completed table of contents. Please hit the pause button if you are missing any of the table of contents items. On page 40 is a list of the Unit 2 vocabulary words. Again, please make sure you use Quizlet to study them to prepare for the test. On page 41 was a warm-up from October 14th, where we drew and labeled a circle of the Earth's interior. On page 42 was the layer of the Earth, where you went to different stations to learn about what's inside of Earth. Again, if you're missing something, hit pause to fill in these blanks. On page 43 was a quick write explaining how convection currents in the mantle move the tectonic plates above it. And on page 44 was the Earthship Engineering Challenge, where you were tasked with designing a ship that could make it through all the Earth's layers. On page 45 was a warm-up where you listed the layers of inside of Earth and a food that represented the consistency of each layer. Across from that, on page 46 was Rescue to the Center of the Earth Lab, where you built a food model and answered the questions. On page 47 is a warm-up from October 22nd about continental drift theory. And across from that on page 48 were your notes on the Earth's layers. If you're missing these blanks, please visit the agenda for October 22nd, and the notes are listed there. On page 49 is the Moving Continents packet, and across on page 50 is the modeling lab we did with the graham crackers and pudding and modeled the different types of boundaries. On page 51 was a warm-up from October 23rd about density, explaining why some things sink or float, and then we drew this diagram on the bottom of page 51 talking about the convection currents inside of the mantle. On page 52 were the the notes on seafloor spreading and plate tectonics. Again, if you're missing these, check out the daily agenda for October 24th. On page 53 was the puzzling scenarios, where you drew a puzzling scenario and diagrammed it on the notebook paper and then filled in the puzzling scenarios on page 53. On page 54 are the density notes, and on page 55 is your catapult designs and then the warm-up from November 2nd, where you calculated your average distance the candy corn launched and used the design process. On page 56 is your candy corn catapult lab sheet. Again, make sure you fill this in and that you have completed the share section of the lab sheet. And on 57 is your how plates create writing prompt, where you underline the words listed. And on 58 was your how plates create diagram that we did in class, explaining how subduction zones and seafloor spreading create volcanic movement on our Earth. And on page 59 will be a Bill Nye Earth System review. Page 60 is our plate tectonic volcano earthquake notes. And again, if you're missing these notes, please visit the agenda for Tuesday, November 3rd. And then on page 61 will be the study guide. If you're missing anything, please check the daily agendas, or you're welcome to come see me before the ISN check to help you get any of the handouts that you may need. Best of luck!